Guests on Keel heard via the Jack Spring Electric Keel Newsmaker hotline. One of those is City Councilwoman LeVette Fuller. Safe to say at the heart of a controversy, covering many various topics, and we'll get to those in a second. Hey, Miss LeVette, welcome back to Keel. How you doing today?
I'm starting to think that I shouldn't have done this interview until after I did my press conference, because now I'm going to have, I'm doing Shakira coming out too early with bad production value instead of being J-Lo with a much better choreographer and, way better, style.
I think if you're planning on doing Shakira-like moves, the crowd will be greatly enhanced.
I don't have to. My mouth doesn't lie, so we don't have to talk about hips lying or any of that. We ain't get into that.
Do J-Lo and get on a pole, okay?
Spoiler alert.
I'm not going to get on a pole, but I'm going to be the glamorous land mermaid.
We don't want this to be, because I know you've got some stuff to talk about today. And like I said, I don't know if we should do a spoiler alert for our next 3 or 4 minutes. But what you going to talk about today? What you going to cover? What is going through your mind as you find yourself in the middle of this sort of controversy all of a sudden?
Well, first I need to tell everyone thank you so much for your support. I've gotten so many phone calls and emails. I can't dig through the emails for the water bill complaints and the potholes because I've got so many more emails of support, and I appreciate all of it. And I need everyone to know that I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm doing great. What's going through my mind is I've got work to do. We are not going to get distracted by silliness when we've got literal work to do. We're not going to be distracted. I need everyone to focus on the things that we're here to do and how they can help as citizens to make sure that we stay on track and to hold us accountable for not being distracted by silly nonsense. We're not on the TV show Scandal. This isn't Parks and Rec. Everyone's like, oh, my gosh, this happened to Leslie Knope. What we have to do is stay focused on creating good policies, making good decisions for this community, and seeing where, as citizens, people can maybe help by stepping up and taking on some stuff. That's some of what I'm going to be talking about today.
But on the other hand, pardon me just a sec. But as a black woman, and as a strong black woman.
Y'all can spend all your time about me being the black woman and them coming after the black woman and not coming after the white men. But I'm not going to let y'all victimize me with that kind of narrative.
No, it's not
me. The question is,
it's Willie
why
Bradford.
Are they slandering her?
It's Linus Mays.
Let me finish. Why are they slandering her instead of talking about their project? They're still not actually defending their project. I am not a victim. They are coming for me rather than getting their project together. That is what people need to focus on. Don't try to make a victim out of me by saying, well, why are they only going after the black girl? Well, maybe they're sexist. Maybe they're just intellectually lazy and didn't want to put together a good project and wanted to be able to play a race card after the fact instead of doing the hard work. I'm going back to Scandal for a minute.
No, that was
Olivia Pope's daddy told her, remember what I've always told you. We have to work twice as hard to get half as much. And Lionel Mays accused me of saying something I would never say, but I said that line to him on the phone. What I said to him was, this isn't even 25% of a proposal. There is no way that I'm going to put my neck out as a black woman for a shady, half-baked project. Period.
They also...
Oh, wait, I sound grumpy. Let me put my happy voice
No,
on.
to the contrary. Let me rephrase the same question, because you're living in a place now that I can't imagine, bluntly speaking.
Oh, stop. I'm living in the same place I always lived. I'm just getting a little bit more attention.
LeVette, no white person listening right now has any idea what it would be what it would be like to be called a race traitor. And that's what they're calling. So my question...
What do race traitors eat for breakfast? Eggs Benedict Arnold?
Which is worse, being called a race traitor by other black people, or being called a Republican by other black people?
You know what? For me to acknowledge that would be to validate it, and I don't have to do that. I walk in my truth. And I told Lionel Mays on the phone on the Friday before that vote, if you're threatening me with a recall, if you're threatening that I won't make re-election, I am prayed up and I will be fine either way. I think that might be what ticked them off. Because the truth is, I have been called to serve. And you can serve and you can lead from any seat. Okay?
LeVette,
there are plenty of black women, black men calling me and saying, thank you for your courage and thank you for standing up for us. We see you.
When can
Y'all
we?
don't need to worry about these folks with this silly conversation.
When and how can we get beyond this? Beyond we see everything in color, and it seems like our city is so bogged down in it.
Look, bad rhetoric is for people that are not willing to sit down and look for better rhetoric. The truth is, we're not going to solve our issue by letting people be jobless and hopeless in sad homes with bad infrastructure. If we want to see hope return to some of these communities, we have to show them that we give a doggone about them by helping them to get things cleaned up, by working with our state delegation to deal with our blight issues. Because some of that is state policy. But on our end, what is the next small thing that anyone in Shreveport can do right now to give someone hope? Studies have shown, and I know people think this is silly anytime they hear it, just, put your hemp necklace down. Don't think about peace signs, but think about this. Mental health improves and crime decreases when blight is removed from a community.
I'm
looking for people that want to help me with that.
You and I both agree that Cross Bayou needs to be developed in some way. What must you see in a Cross Bayou project that gets your yes vote?
And I will discuss that at the press conference. I'm sure the question will come up again then. I'm hoping it does. Private dollars asking us for nothing. Private dollars that have reached out to someone that owns the property, has made an offer, and when they come forward saying that the offer is contingent upon site plan and zoning review, we can work with them to make sure that what they're doing is contiguous to our downtown. And then, you know what? If it's their money, they can do what they need to do with their money. If they're trying to bring us a tech company that needs a certain amount of tech infrastructure, I'm sure there are ways between our CTO, our technically astute mayor, and me and our economic developer that we can work that out with the MPC to ease those things through in a way that actually works, because the infrastructure side of it is what other cities have done, tech infrastructure too, to become more vibrant. But don't come to me asking for favors if you can't show me the money up front and a proposal up front.
One last question real quick before we have to go. If it comes back in 2 weeks, your next city council meeting, you're still a no vote. There's nothing's going to change your mind in the current proposal and what could come back in 2 weeks, correct?
The whole idea that they just want to sit down with a binding MOU, sit down with the mayor, and there's no way we can put guardrails on how that conversation is framed is friggin' ludicrous, okay? And I don't mean the rapper. I mean, it's ludicrous. You can count on me. You can count on me to not bend and yield to people who have been so disrespectful to me. There are people in that group who I do respect and who have called me to let me know that they are distant from the nonsense that's happening, and they've spoken up on social media, a couple of them. Those people I might be able to talk to in the future about how we can move forward and do smart things. But if the same people come back the same way they did this last time, what would your mama tell you to do, Aaron?